And good afternoon, everyone. This is Terrence Clark. I'm the president and the CEO of the New York and New Jersey Minority Supplier Development Council. And on behalf of the council, I want to thank you for your time and attention this afternoon as we move forward with a series of events and webinars that we're going to do over the course of the rest of this year that will talk to you about the different aspects in the successful growth and management of your business. As you're aware, our organization not only does certification, but what we try to do is to put you in a position that you are managing and operating your businesses at such a high level function that it makes it easier for you to get clients, not only our corporate members, but also clients outside in the public sector and other parts of the private sector. For all that don't know, we have more than 200 corporate members. The gentleman I'm going to introduce in a moment was one of them with Johnson and Johnson, one of our larger corporate and long-standing corporate members. But the goal here, folks, is to really cue in on the information that these gentlemen are going to provide you from Tompkins Ventures. We have collaborated with Tompkins Ventures to put together these programs because we believe these programs are what are going to get your business to that next level and that next stage. And that's of our utmost importance. The goal of the council, as I've mentioned on many occasions, is the growth and development of our certified minority business enterprises. And this lends toward that. So I want you all to make sure that you get as much information as possible. And then also, if you have questions, please feel free to ask those questions and try to get those questions answered. The gentlemen that are going to provide this information today are extraordinarily skilled. They have a tremendous number of years of experience in the growth and development of different aspects of the operation and management of your business today. We're going to be talking about logistics and transportation. But as we move forward, there'll be other aspects to make sure that you can successfully get in the supply chain and stay in the supply chain, because that's what's important. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Dorcas Patterson. I've known Dorcas for probably 10 years now. Dorcas used to be the person that ran this type of work, logistical work, at Johnson & Johnson in Central New Jersey. And, when I met Dorcas, I'm not going to mention the name of our client, but Dorcas worked with our client and one of our now class 4 clients. And those class 4 clients, folks, are those clients that make $50 million and over. And over the course of working with this client for a 7-year period, they went from getting a very small contract with Johnson & Johnson to getting multi-million-dollar business with Johnson & Johnson, not only in this, but in other parts of the world. And that person and that particular client, who was a certified MBE, has grown their business tremendously. And it's gone from, what was probably a mid class 3, which is between $10 and $50 million, to a business that probably now has revenue of close to $1 billion. So, Dorcas has been a long-term supporter of what we're doing. He has worked extensively with minority business owners. He has worked to help these business owners navigate their way through a very difficult supply chain at Johnson & Johnson. And he and his colleagues today are going to talk to you about some things that I honestly believe from a logistics and transportation standpoint will be very beneficial to you. So, Dorcas, good afternoon, and thank you very much for you and your colleagues presenting this information today.
Thank you, Terrence. Good morning and afternoon to everyone. My intro is going to be short. As Terrence indicated, we've worked for more than a decade, really bringing these types of services to all businesses of all sizes. But I particularly have a passion for working with minority and women-owned businesses, and want to make sure that you guys have access to the great services that our Tompkins can provide. Been a business partner with Tompkins since the start of the year. And I want to turn this over to two of my colleagues, Mike Royster and David Zakin. They're going to carry you through our Tompkins solutions as well as some use cases, and they can give you a high-level bio of themselves. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Royster, our CEO of Tompkins Ventures. Thanks a lot. Mike?
Thank you, Dorcas. And I apologize up front, everyone. I'm having some issues with volume and a little bit of screen freezing already, so I apologize for that. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully everyone can see this. And Dorcas, please tell me if you can't hear me. And of course, we can have questions at the end or stop me as we go. So
yeah,
I'm
you're
Mike
good,
Royster.
Mike. You're good.
Thank you, Dorcas. So again, Mike Royster, 30 years experience in logistics and supply chain. I've spent 15 years on the 3PL side. I've spent 15 years on the shipper side. On the shipper side, I've managed the logistics for large corporations like Ingersoll Rand, Train Corporation, Eaton Corporation, and then I've spent 15 years on the 3PL side with companies like Penske Logistics, where I spent 10 years, and then another 3 to 4 years at XPO Logistics. Most recently, where I started up 16 distribution centers in 3 years and filled all of those with clients, all the way through fully operational with those clients. I want to thank you for allowing us to be here today. I'm truly honored, and it's my pleasure to be here. I also have with me David Zakin, who is a business partner of Tompkins Ventures. And David, if you could just introduce yourself real quick.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you again, Terrence and Dorcas, for allowing us to present and set this up. Again, my name's Dave Zakin. I've been a Tompkins Ventures business partner for over 3 years now. But, one of the key attributes that I bring to Tompkins Ventures and obviously to you all is I've held positions in several sales and operations from a transportation and logistics sector for over 35 years. Companies like Roadway Express when I started out of college. Then I was transferred over to FedEx, which I've held several sales positions within FedEx. That allowed me to understand a lot of the various industries and their logistic needs. Also ran, while I was with FedEx, I was sought after by one of my customers, Mylan Pharmaceuticals, the second largest generic manufacturer of pharmaceuticals in the world. And they pulled me under to run their transportation department and mainly to focus on streamlining operations, cutting costs, and improving efficiencies. So, I look forward to helping you all and helping to certainly understand your needs. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, David. All right. So what we plan to do today is talk a little bit about our founder, who we are as Tompkins Ventures, what we do, and a little bit about how we work. But we'll spend most of our time on some of the capabilities that we offer from logistics, transportation, warehousing, and consulting. Now, we won't be able to spend time to go over all of our capabilities. We probably need a few days to do that. So what I've done here is I've pulled out a few of our transportation capabilities that are really hot right now that we're really benefiting a lot of clients today, and I thought that might resonate with your group as well. So we'll just get started here. A little bit about Jim Tompkins. Jim Tompkins is an international authority on designing and implementing end-to-end supply chains. He's started up over 15 businesses with over $2 billion in revenue. He founded Tompkins Ventures, LLC in 2020 and Tompkins Leadership in 22. Jim has received a lot of awards over his past, over 50, including the prestigious Frank and Lillian Gildress Award. And he is also written over 30 books, with his most recent being Insightful Leadership. So if you haven't had a chance to read that book, I highly recommend it. Jim has been a friend of mine and a mentor. I met Jim about 25 years ago while I was working at Ingersoll Rand. Jim and his team actually helped me design a 600,000 square foot warehouse for parts distribution. And I've stayed friends with Jim ever since. He has been helping me with strategy at other companies, ideas, and he's been somewhat of a mentor to me. So just a little bit about Jim. So who are we at Tompkins Ventures? Basically, what we do at Tompkins Ventures is we match your challenges, your issues, your initiatives with the best fit partner, whether it's a commercial partner, a capital partner, or a consulting partner. Now, we have an unlimited toolbox here, and we have experience, and we address these in 5 different businesses: leadership, capital, technology, supply chain, and facilities. Now, we put supply chain and facilities together going forward, but that's our 5 practices that we work with, and we think every company needs to take a look at each one of those to be successful today. It's our business to really match up the right fit company for you and let you then work on your core competency. What's core to your business? Is it manufacturing? Is it distribution of apparel? Is it whatever it is? We can take the logistics out of your hair, do all the tactical work, give you all the information you need so that you can then grow your business as needed. Now, how do we do that? What we do with Tompkins Ventures here is, again, we fit the best partner with your challenges, and we recommend the right business partner or the right commercial partner or the right consulting partner to meet those needs. Now, we never get paid by our clients. We always get paid by a commercial partner, and it's based on a success fee. So if we match make a commercial partner with one of your businesses, right, then what we'll do is the commercial partner then pays us a commission based on the contract they've settled with you. It's not an upfront lump sum that we get. It is a payment over time, and it's based on success. So if our commercial partner is successful with you, and you're successful with our partner, you're going to want to keep those partner engaged, and then we continually get paid throughout the term of the contract. And that's why it's so important for us to make sure that we're fitting the right commercial partner or consulting partner with you so that we can make sure that we get paid. If we give you the wrong partner, then we don't get paid. So we do make sure we do our due diligence. We make sure we tap into all of our business partner ecosystems and our expertise to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our clients. Now, who are these partners that I'm talking about? So the business partners we have 170 business partners today. Dorcas, you just met one, is a business partner. David Zakin is a business partner. These partners find opportunities and bring them to Tompkins Ventures. They have relationships out there in the network, and the business partners are partners that have 20, 30 years experience in logistics, supply chain, leadership, and other aspects of business. They are ex-chief supply chain members or of companies like Walmart, ex-chief supply chain officer of companies like Starbucks, Ryder, even CVS. We have ex-VPs, ex-supply chain chief executive officer or chief supply chain officers from those companies. And that's the type of business partners that we have today. And we have over 170 of those in about 40 different countries. Now, capital partners, our capital partners are companies that invest in our clients. They deploy capital for them. and they also do supply chain financing. You're going to hear a lot more about that from Zane Browning when he addresses this group as well. Our commercial partners are companies like 3PLs, they're freight forwarding companies, transportation companies, technology companies. We have over 100 partners in this category, and they are truly global. We're doing business today on every continent with the exception of Antarctica. And the consulting partners, today we have about 90 to 100 consulting partners. And I say 90 to 100 because I'm always have about 20 that I'm working on to contract and bring on board. These consultant partners are global as well, and I'll have another slide on who they are and the depth and breadth of what they bring to our group. So these commercial partners are vetted by me, they're vetted by our practice leaders, and they're vetted by our business partners that bring those commercial partners to us. They vet for things like innovation. Do they have state-of-the-art technology? Are they willing to customize their solution, or are they going to force you out to play in their sandbox? If they force you to play in their sandbox, they're not for Tompkins Ventures. We want to make sure that our commercial partners tailor or customize the solution for our clients. We also look at things like, are they going to be an extension of our client's business? I was on a client called QBR just recently, and I didn't know some of the planners that were in the 3PL and some of the people that were in the client. I just knew some of the executives, and I was listening in to the group talking, and I could not tell which one were the 3PLs and which one were the client. I had no idea. They were talking the same language. They had the same goals. They had the same expectations for service to their client. So that is the type of commercial partners that we want to make sure we're putting with our clients to make sure they've got the best fit overall for them. Now, I'll briefly just say these are our 4 practices, was 5. Entrepreneurial growth is our capital. Again, it's the capital and supply chain financing. Leadership practices where we do leadership coaching, talent development, and recruiting. Logistics and facilities. This used to be 2 different practices. We've now combined those because facilities is a build-to-suit option. We have the capabilities of building the suit in anywhere in North America. Also, we can build in India. We have found that a lot of clients are moving manufacturing, moving sourcing, moving distribution away from China and into India. So we've set up our partner network there to where we can do a lot of 3PL activity, and we can also do real estate there. So these guys will also do customized solutions in warehouse distribution and transportation, and we'll get into a little bit more about that. Our technology practice is state-of-the-art technology. We look for artificial intelligence. We look for machine learning. We look for companies that provide the best of breed for WMS, TMS, IMS, visibility tools, planning tools, all the way up to ERP systems, the entire gamut, if that's what our clients need. Or sometimes we can go in and just understand what the client are having problems with, and instead of buying something new, they just need for systems to talk to each other, and it's sometimes all about data. So that's in our technology practice, and you'll hear a lot more about that as we go as well from our CTO in the future. So how do we work? What's the matchmaking process about? So again, David and Dorcas are our business partners. So I'll talk about just in general how a business partner works. A business partner works with a client to engage, to understand what their challenges are, their initiatives, what their growth aspirations are. What are they looking to accomplish in their network? From there, they'll bring those clients to the appropriate practice leader, And for me, I'm also the practice leader for logistics and facilities. So if it's a facilities and logistics opportunity, that business partner would bring the client directly to me, and we would have a one-on-one with the business partner and the client to dive deep into what their challenges are, understand all the issues, what are they trying to accomplish, what's their timeline, their budget, everything that they have that they can share for me to then compile the information and then do our homework to figure out which is the best solution or 3PL partner that we can put in place with that client. And then I'll do what's called triage. I'll look at if it's 3PL, and we say, okay, they need a 3PL. I will triage and look at all of our partners in the 3PL world, and I'll just discuss that or triage to the best 3PL that's going to meet their needs, and it's going to be the best fit. From there, we then get the 3PL, if that's who it is, to meet with the client. We stay engaged. We're always engaged. The business partner is always with the client. And we'll then meet with the 3PL or 40 or transportation company or whatever it is to then discuss more about your challenges, your initiatives. And they then provide the solutions. And then we go for next steps from there. What do they need? They may need more data. They may need to understand more about your business. And so we go to the next steps. And some of these take, 2 or 3 meetings. Some of them take 6 months. It just depends on the engagement, how big the company is. We've turned some on in little as 45 days. And we've implemented some that take a year because some of these were monster companies that we worked with. And so we want to make sure we do the homework appropriately. Again, as I talked earlier, we want to make sure you're successful, so we're successful. So a little bit about our solutions. Global Logistics Solutions, we have many freight forwarders in this space that can do that are licensed in BOCC, that are licensed freight forwarders, that do global brokerage. They can do foreign to foreign shipments, any type of imports, any type of exports. And they can also provide end-to-end visibility and execution for you. If you remember 2020, when we had the COVID, and 2021, the end of 2020 to 2021, there was a lot of capacity issues out there. A lot of smaller companies could not get capacity on steamship lines. And if they did, they were paying $25,000 per container in some cases. We had a lot of experience with our forwarders that were able to get capacity for our clients. We grew our business tremendously that year due to companies needing that type of capacity that could not get it from the big guys. A lot of your big forwarders out there will not take care of the smaller or mid-sized companies because they had large, very large clients that they dealt with first that paid them the most money. So we make sure we work with those forwarders and those 3PLs that take that in consideration and make sure that they can provide capacity and don't roll a container for even the smallest of our companies. And then if you remember around 22, then it was all about visibility. 21, 22, where's my containers? I know it left the origin in China, and I know it's sitting on the water somewhere. I don't know where my purchase orders are. I don't know which purchase order is on the right ship or container. I don't know if it's still sitting out in the ocean. Has it been offloaded? Is it been drayed? Where is it in the supply chain? So we put together a lot of partners to get today that can provide that visibility for our clients, and that was very big in 2021, 22. 23 came along, and everybody kind of got complacent. Rates lowered, capacity eased, and we saw a lot of companies do nothing. And we were just waiting to say, your next disruption's coming. There's always going to be a disruption in supply chain. And that disruption is already here. If you've seen some of the rates and increases in rates over the last maybe month going into next month, we're seeing rates out of China that were 2,500 3 months ago, already 8 to 10,000 today. So we're going to start seeing a lot more capacity constraints, and we're going to start seeing a lot more cost to our clients because of the rates from the steamship lines. So if for those companies that did nothing and stayed status quo that had problems in 21, they're going to be fighting and having challenges again going forward. For those companies that went out and have optionality, that put processes and technology and 3PLs such as our forwarders in place, they are going to have options. They are going to what we call optionality. We have one company that does what we call a guardian model. Freight forwarder will go across other freight forwarders to make sure that they can find capacity for all of our clients. A lot of freight forwarders won't do that because they're afraid that the other forwarder is going to take their business. We're not. We're not afraid of that because we know that the client will come back to us because we found them the capacity that they needed. We're getting them the best rates out there, giving them the best technology for visibility, tracking, compliance, and then optimized flow of goods. We've seen companies ship product into the wrong ports many times based on their final destination because that's where the steamship line wanted to send it. One story I've had of a footwear company that was put in a box by one of these big forwarders. And they had 3 different lines of businesses, and each of them had 3 different PO streams, and they were very unique. And the forwarder that they were working with put them in that box and said, you can only do business with us one way. Here is our process. And that was causing a lot of havoc with the client, efficiency issues, you name it. We put in one of our forwarders that went in, customized the business for those PO streams, and now the flexibility, the efficiency, the information that they have. I was told by the CFO in a board meeting with the CFO, actually came and got up and hugged me and told me, thank you, Mike, for bringing this forwarder to us. Our efficiency has improved by over 100%. So I thought that was very powerful, and I just wanted to share that with you. The next slide here on our managed transportation services. Now, I wanted to show this to you. This is very, very hot right now. We have a lot of clients in this space today that are taking advantage of this and reaping a ton of benefits. This is basically the optimized flow of goods from order creation all the way to delivery, track and trace, delivery, and then freight bill audit and payment. So think, this practice allows you to give our partner an order. They receive your data. They optimize that data for the best cost and for the appropriate or best service that you require. They assign it to a carrier, they rate it, and they tender it to the carrier to make sure that that carrier will pick up. They'll manage that carrier all the way through any type of claims, track and trace, or claims management. And they'll also provide all the analytics that's needed for that. Analytics, shipment data, cost information, on-time delivery reporting, all this type of information that a lot of our clients did not or does not have today, that are looking to getting great information, great shipment data, and to where they can actually manage their business today. The optimization here is through a TMS, which is a transportation management system. Our providers have state-of-the-art transportation that includes AI, so it learns and understands how you're operating today, and then it suggests. It also allows you to go in today and just type in or voicemail or say in voice, hey, what's my late shipments today? Rather than run a report, it'll just pop up on your screen. These are your lates today. And so you can go manage those late shipments from a report of that nature. So again, this is a very good service that I recommend a lot of our clients to take a look at. If you're managing today through Excel spreadsheet, if you don't have clear understanding of where your product is, if you don't know what categories or SKUs or POs are on your truck, if you don't know your data, you don't know your cost, this I would highly recommend. If we are saving companies money with this, along with providing them a really technology that's for free. I have one client here that I want to talk about. This client is about $40 million in spend. They came to us and said, Mike, we are tendering Excel spreadsheets. All of our data is on Excel. We don't have a clear idea where our shipments are, and we just don't know if we're buying freight today where we should be buying. So we took their data and we performed what's called a TDE, which I'll get into on the next slide, and we were able to save them 12% overall, and then provide them a staff, technology, and operations for all of their orders, all the way through freight bill audit payment, essentially for free, and they still had savings on top of that. So again, it's a very, very powerful tool, and I would love to talk to anyone that in more detail about this as we go forward. Our diagnostic evaluation. So this is what we call a TDE. And here we can take a client's data and we can take, let's say it's 6 years to a year's worth of data. And we look at that data and say, this is what we could have operated your supply chain for from a cost perspective. Your cost was X, we could have operated it from a cost of Y. We look at rate compression. What would the rates have been back at that same time the client tendered? What would our rates would have been? We look at mode shift. What could we have done if we sent it on the right mode? Was it LTL and should have gone truckload? Was it truckload or LTL and should have gone multi-stop truckload? We look at other optimization categories like consolidations. Are you using the correct number of brokers? And we also look at how you're doing to market. We just did a client and they were 25% higher in their rate compression versus market. So 25% of their business had higher rates than the actual market rates that you can get out there. So we took a look at that. We also then looked at all of their mode shifts, optimization, and we came back and we're saving them 15%. And that is this year on a $200 million spend that we're looking at to do about 15% savings on. Now we're implementing now. We've implemented about 10 million of their transportation. We're going to implement another 10 million next month. So we do this in phases when it's that big. And we show that, I think last time we told them we were going to present 15% savings, we actually presented 17.2% savings with this type of thing. So very powerful tool. A lot of times we're actually telling clients more information that they really knew existed or didn't even know was going on in their business. So very, very powerful analysis, and I recommend this to a lot. Now, this is something that is charged. Our partners will charge for this. It can be anywhere from 10 to 50,000 for this type of evaluation. However, if the client then comes back to the partner and says, we would like for you to operate it and get these savings for us, give us that TMS with the state-of-the-art visibility and optimization and data and metrics, we would like to have that. We want to go and contract with you, then the partner of ours essentially will allow them to have this study for free. So that's another thing that we should really talk about. This is a very, very powerful study here. Another I just want to mention is and I'm looking at our time, transportation analytics services. This is where we can take a client's data. We'll do the same thing in a TDE, but we'll do this on a monthly basis. So you give us the data, comes in monthly. We take a look at it on trend analysis, optimization, let you understand your data. And then this is a subscription type of service where you pay a monthly fee and you get these analytics every single month. And then each quarter, you meet with strategic C-level team from the provider, and then they talk about growth, forecasting, strategic aspects of your business to give you a better understanding of what they see in the data that will help you grow your business. We also do supply chain design and engineering services. Here, a most common design network is how many warehouses should I have? Where should they be located? And we do that based on what's the service that you want to provide to your client and what's the cost of that. A lot of companies will toss, buildings up in the center of the country or on the West Coast, and then they're getting 5-day delivery to the East Coast. So, and then what's my ability to go to 2 days? What do I need to do to service my client with 2-day service versus 5? Or they may look and say, here's my inbound. It's all coming from overseas. I want to make sure I'm doing the most cost-effective supply chain. Where should my DC be located so that my inbound logistics costs are the lowest possible I can provide, and my outbound logistics costs are the lowest possible I can provide, keep in service where I need it. So another type of design and engineering services, and it doesn't stop there. It goes into designing your 4 walls, an entire network view of your supply chain. We're doing one now that the company needs to know, hey, should I be doing line side deliveries? Should I kit in my 3PL and then do line side deliveries? Or should I just keep that and do finished goods? And we're working with them now to do that network analysis to help them understand what that means. Warehousing and distribution. I just wanted to mention these right here. We are very capable globally with 3PLs that provide e-commerce, fulfillment, omni-channel, whether it's just retail, fulfillment, distribution, any type of product, whether it's tires or whether it's food, whether it's healthcare or whether it's packaged goods. We have or apparel. We have many 3PLs that specialize in those type of activities. We also have some that specialize in cold storage, hazmat, and other packaging solutions, tax and fraud protection, freight the audit and pay. If we're not doing that with a current 3PL, we have 2 of the largest public banks today that are our partners that do freight audit and pay. A little bit about our consulting services. The depth and breadth here is what I think is like no other. We today have about 70, consultants that we have partnered with Tompkins Ventures. They're in over 40 countries. I've listed about 20 here. They're in over 40 today. But you can see from the top right box, there's a lot of things that we can do today, and that's just a snapshot of the consulting depth and breadth that we can provide. We also do this very cost effectively. We're not the big Accentures or the McKinseys of the world. We don't have W-2 employees. And that's why we're able to do this at a cost-effective nature with our clients. All of our consultants are partners. They're contracted partners. So we're able to keep our costs down, do the same quality, if not better, at a much lower cost than you can with some of the big guys. And again, geographical, we're in just about every continent except for Antarctica and over 40 different countries. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is just real quick turn this over. I know we're running up against the time, but to David Zakin, who's going to talk about 2 of our case studies for us. David?
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. Just a lot of great information. And again, I'm here to discuss a few case studies that were very successful by introducing Tompkins Ventures commercial partners to match, the solutions that were needed out there. So the first one was a tungsten recycling company. And again, the problem statement here was the need to efficiently utilize their transportation department. I was personally introduced to the corporate procurement officer, and talking with her, certainly helping to help. She had helped me understand what the business model was and what their supply chain currently was doing, and where it needed help. So, by talking with her, we certainly uncovered a specific need, and that need was that they had a very, very good transportation person that handled all their transportation. And this person had just moved up within the company. So it was a very complex transportation need just because they were buying recycled tungsten. And this tungsten was coming from all ends of the country, basically brought in to be recycled. So, after uncovering these needs and knowing that they needed to basically, um, not to replace this gentleman, but they wanted they wanted to have someone come in and just oversee their transportation. So, what I did was, we were able to get a meeting with Mike, um, myself, Mike, and the company. We talked about what their needs were, what they were looking for as a solution. And by that, we were able to pinpoint the right Tompkins Ventures commercial partner. That partner then met with the company, presented a solution. They even went out and visited the company, sat down with them, and really understand what their needs were. And then we were able to successfully implement a transportation management system. And what that did was that just saved them a full-time employee, that they were looking to hire to come in and run transportation. Meanwhile, we were able to come in and implement this TMS that was the right fit for this recycling company. And basically the solution and the contract, I couldn't even believe it. They guaranteed a 15% return, from a saving standpoint, just because of all the uncovering of the questions that they had asked and some of the challenges they had with weights and everything else with this used recycled tungsten coming into their facility to be recycled. So very, very good success story. And you'll move to the next one, Mike.
Yeah, David, and I'll say just on this one here that this was a great opportunity brought by David. And when the 3PL actually, or transportation company, actually went in and started the implementation, they hit it off so well, did such a great job that plants or DCs that were actually out of scope, they brought in scope because they really loved the solution that was put together. So from just from a couple days or weeks into the process, they are already winning more business from what they've done. So great job on that one, David.
Thank you. And they're also looking internationally now. So it's just
Right.
one thing leads to the next one. We could bring a solution and bring a solution to meet that need. So the next one is from a healthcare company. The problem statement here was they needed help designing a unique packaging solution. So this company, obviously it starts with who you know, right? The personal introduction to the director of transportation. Talking with this director, he just did not know where to go to have someone design a package that would withstand several several medical devices that had to be sent from the hospital to the patient's house, right? So they're like, how do we even package this? Because it could be cell phones, it could be weights, or it could be scales, it could be any kind of equipment that's going to keep that patient healthy. So when he had turned to me and asked me, if I could help him, we then turned to Tompkins Ventures, and brought that to Mike. We had several discussions that helped us understand exactly what they were looking for. Not only do they were looking for a design package going out to the patient, but after the patient got well enough, how can they repackage this and send it back to the hospital? So it was a return shipment as well. When we presented it a solution to Tompkins Ventures and Mike, certainly Mike did his magic. Certainly made sure that he understood the need that was out there, found the right commercial partner to partner with, and we then had an ability to provide a packaging solution that not only reduced damages, but it increased the ease of use because again, every mom and pop was getting these shipments, and without having ease of use, there was lost equipment, there was damages, and so on and so forth. So we brought this solution to the bottom line, and and this is where the rubber meets the road, guys. And I mean, we're there for you, and being able to match up the right partner to do some things that you all need to have done is the key point of all of this. So we certainly appreciate it. And Mike, anything to add to this one? I mean, this was a good success story. So.
Yeah, a great success story. And one of the capabilities that I didn't talk about is the data, the packaging solutions that we can bring. So maybe Dorcas, once we send out the presentation, let's send out a logistics one-pager so they can see additional opportunities or capabilities that we have as well. So with that, we're at the Q&A, and I've left 10 minutes. I think we're right on schedule. So Dorcas, I'll turn it back to you.
Yes, Clifton, do you want to let him know how we're going to conduct the Q&A? I think Clifton was first going to open, see if there was any questions in the chat, and then he was just going to open up the floor for live questions.
All right, there are no questions in chat, but I'm about to unlock all the attendees' microphones. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and our moderator, Ms. Jackie Smith, will recognize them and allow them to present their questions via their microphone.
At this time, there are no questions. Yes.
I know there was a question from Clifton that we would be whether we would be providing the deck, and Mike, is that one that we're okay with from a standpoint of leaving the deck with them for the attendees? That is okay.
I couldn't make out what you're saying, Dorcas. The presentation that I provided to you is okay to send to everyone if that's what you're asking. Yes.
Yeah, they wanted that. Yeah, for the group.
Okay, yes. And I'll also provide you with a logistics one-pager that will show additional capabilities. So there'll be 2 files I'd like for you to provide to everyone. And then, team, as you look at the presentation, you gather some questions, you look at the one-pager, feel free to reach out to Dorcas and David. They will be your contacts for this. And then once they establish and understand that you may have an opportunity or an initiative, a challenge that you want to bring, then they'll bring that opportunity yourself and to me, and we'll have a discussion around that and go through the process like we spoke about earlier.
Dorcas, there's one question in the Q&A. So how do they get in touch? Can you share your
Yeah.
information?
Yeah, I think Clinton indicated that there would be a follow-up email to all participants, and we'll make sure that we provide my email as well as David Zakin's email, so everyone has that, and of course Terrence would be looped in. Terrence Clark would be looped into that as well.
Thank you. There are no other questions at this time.
I see one from, oh, was that Jonathan?
Yes, he
Shawnee
just raised his
Trucking?
hand. Go ahead,
Okay, got
Jonathan.
it.
Hey, how are you? Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Glad my microphone works. So I'm with Shawnee Transportation. We're a logistics carrier out of Clifton, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. We have another facility in Lancaster. I'm just curious. So do you guys match your customers up with, we'll say, carriers like myself? Is that kind of how that works in a way?
Yeah, so I think I heard that question. But our matchmaking is up a level from the actual carriers. It's with
Okay.
the 3PLs, it's with freight forwarders or transportation providers that are both non-asset and asset. We don't go directly to our carrier base. We let our partners go directly to their carrier base to provide that value. But they're
Okay.
always looking for additional carriers to put on as well. So, as we have clients and they recommend, we're using XYZ carrier, they take that in consideration. They work with them and they work with our partners carriers just as well as our clients carriers.
Perfect. Sounds good. I will make sure to share my information with you guys and look forward to collaborating with you guys in some capacity in the future.
Okay,
Sounds great.
thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Erica Beckford.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the call today. My name is Erica Beckford. My company is MC Samuels Logistics. We're a freight brokerage based out of upstate New York. My question is, when you're referring logistics providers over to your customers, are we participating in an RFP process against other companies, or how does that work?
Great question. Usually we do best fit, and 9 times out of 10, our clients are not looking to do RFP. They come to us for the best selection, the best fit provider. However, we've had clients come to us and said, Mike, it is a procurement process or policy that I have to have 3 bidders, or I have to have so many bidders. In that case, we will tell our partners, we will get 3 partners that are very capable in that space, and we'll let them know that they're going to compete against each other for that business. We also have ran RFPs. Our consultants can run RFPs for our clients. So we can do all of the above, but most of the time it is a best fit solution that we provide to our clients, and they go with that solution. But again, we're not adverse to running RFPs or participating in those RFPs. It's because most of our clients that are brought to us are through relationships and trust, and they come to us for that best fit. And when I give somebody a 3PL or a forwarder or a technology company, it's the same company that I would have put in myself for my own business. So we make sure that it is a great fit. But RFPs, we can do those, but typically they don't come to us in that fashion.
Awesome. Thank you. One other question. When you say best fit, do you see that most of your customers are looking for the lowest price or better value?
We'd say always better value, better technology, better fit. That will always get you lower cost, even if the price looks high on its face. A best fit solution will most of the time reduce your overall cost, even if rates sometimes look more expensive, because you have to take into consideration the entire supply chain that they'll be managing. So again, it's mostly based on value. However, we look to get the lowest optimized cost possible for our clients. And again, we've saved our clients through the TDE process that I was talking about earlier a ton of money this year. Large companies, 15%. We just did another one, and they buy $50 million of freight every year. We're going to save them 10%, plus they get the TMS and people basically for free with that, because that includes the fees that they would pay the forwarder or the transportation provider.
That's awesome. Thanks for your response, Mike. I look forward to connecting with you guys again soon.
Oh, look forward to it. Thank you.
Anyone else? No more hands raised at this time, and there's nothing in the chat.
Well, I'd like to say, on behalf of Tompkins Venture, Mike and David and myself, we really appreciate your participation. Our goal through this whole process, we have another 6 or 7 webinars throughout the year, as Terrence highlighted, is to make you as competitive as possible in the spaces that you serve within supply chain and logistics. So we really look forward to even having just a conversation with you about how we might be able to collaborate to help you be more competitive out there and work in partnership with us. So you will get our contact information from Terrence and Clifton. Give us a call at any time. You can reach out for us as well on LinkedIn. We're all on LinkedIn. We'd love to connect with you, and I'm sure you'll see through the relationships there that there's opportunity for us if you want to take a step forward. So thanks again for your time. I do want to highlight once again, there's a very interesting one that's coming up as well, and it's called Access to Capital. And we have a very new product that can actually get you access to capital in a matter of days and weeks, as opposed to the length of time that it can typically take. So stay tuned with us. Terrence and Clifton are doing a great job in providing our information in their newsletter, or we can talk offline on that and work you through various partners that we have through Mike and through David, so that we can get you what you need. Okay. I think that's it on this end. Gentlemen, are everybody good to go from here? Terrence?
Okay, and I'll just finish up and thank you, Dorcas, David, and Mike for the information that you and the time you spent today. As I said, our goal here is the growth and development of our certified business owners, and to get them to that next stage and to provide them higher level. That's the key here, higher level consulting services that can really begin to pop and grow their businesses. So you, ladies and gentlemen, receiving more of these types of information through Tompkins Ventures, that we think that as your business continues to move forward and grow, it's these types of services from these gentlemen that you heard today are what's going to get you to that point where not only you're successful within a supply chain, but you stay within it and you grow it. So I want to thank everybody for their time. And once again, I want to thank my colleagues from Tompkins Ventures for their presentation this afternoon. You will receive their information along with what was their PowerPoint for today. And I would suggest certainly that as you're looking to continue to grow and develop your business, you reach out to these gentlemen so they can assist you and in that growth and to get you to that next level, whether it's with our corporate members, with the public sector, or anybody outside this network. The goal is growth and development. Everybody have a great afternoon, and thanks once again for your time. I appreciate it.
Terrence, thank you. Thank you as well, Terrence.
Thank
for,
you.
okay, all right.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.